Welcome to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast, a free resource for moms raising young autistic children. I am your host, Dr. Christina Wilson. I created Thriving Moms of Autistics after years of experience working with families and having my own autistic child. I coach moms of young autistics one-on-one to tap into their strengths, create a supportive community, set firm boundaries, and raise their autistic child with confidence. Subscribe to the podcast and check out the earlier episodes so you don't miss a thing. Now, let's get to it. Hi, moms. Raise your hands if you have ever experienced your child having a meltdown. Now, don't be shy. It happens to all of us, right? Whether we're in the car, whether if we're at home or someone else's home or in the store, it's going to happen. You know, it's just a part of it. There have been times when you thought, I could have handled that better. Of course, you're not alone. We've all had that. But no worries, because there will always be meltdowns, okay? There's going to be many more in the future, and you're going to get lots of practice. So we all wish that we had, in those moments, a magic wand that we could just whip out and use, right? So in this episode, I explore the one mom tool in your mom toolbox to make that happen. So you don't want to miss. It's in your toolbox now, probably, and you don't even realize it. So find full transcript for this episode on thrivingmomsofautistics.com/69. Please share the podcast with other moms to help them grow in their autism journey too. You can also do this by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. I appreciate you. So can moms of autistics really impact the outcome of a meltdown? Seems kind of big, doesn't it? Or maybe hard to believe. If you feel like you have zero control when a meltdown occurs, that is a very valid feeling. Moms often feel helpless, especially when one comes on suddenly. Okay, that's a normal feeling. So all of us have faced these meltdowns, and we've watched our child's strength and resilience in the process. And it's pretty exhausting for us and for them as well. Moms possess strengths and resilience. And all humans have strengths. They just vary from person to person. So I may have a strength that I'm stronger in than, say, the person next to me, or, so it just depends. We all have them differently and at a certain level. But most moms are not aware of their strengths. So we do our best to anticipate our child's triggers. Every child has different triggers. And sometimes you don't even see the meltdown coming. Now that happens to all of us. Moms of autistics are quick on their feet most often and adapt to ever-changing situations. We've just learned to be that way. But we are not perfect by any means. However, we all have secret weapons to deal with the inevitable meltdown. And it's our innate strengths. I know I've talked about this before on some level, but strengths help you get through the chaos and minimize the impact on your child and sometimes even the length of the meltdown. So what is your special tool in your autism mom toolbox? Do you know? Can you think of something off the top of your head? Well, first, it's important to remember that sensory overload isn't on purpose. Okay. It may seem that way to spectators. We've all had those people around us, but no one wakes up one day and says, I think I'll have a meltdown today. That's not the way it works. Meltdowns are not the same as tantrums. It's the result of a sensory overload and our child's way of saying, Mom, I'm overwhelmed and I need help. I don't know how to deal with this or how to make it better. So I've learned to stay calm. Now, it took me time to be able to learn this skill. To stay as calm as possible and just take a deep breath. It's hard to do when those around you are judging in their minds and sometimes even out loud, because people today just kind of let it rip, don't they? I have had to teach myself to leave the world around me behind. That is not easy to do. It does not matter what others are thinking in those moments. My son is the primary focus. And like I said, that is not easy to do all of the time. And when there's a lot going on. So this is shifting your focus. Okay? And it takes practice, but it can be done. Then you reach into your mom toolbox and get your innate strength out that works best for that situation. It's something within you that you already have, and you can strengthen to deal with this. And it will change so much, just changes everything. I often use my personal strengths and creativity and perseverance to get through these situations. And it drives other people crazy, but I'm not one to give up. I'm pretty tenacious. So I see it through till the very end. And along the way, I'm going to find creative ways to adjust and improve the situation. I've learned over time, I've strengthened that ability to be quick on my feet and just, come up with different ways. So my strength of perspective is helpful as well. I tend to analyze all areas of a situation, whether if it's in the midst of a meltdown or if it's just anything. I mean, I do this with everything, and I come up with the next best step based on my own analysis. Like, that's just how my brain works. As moms of autistics, we've developed incredible strengths, often without even realizing it. And we're successful, we're resourceful, we're patient, and incredibly adaptable. You've got to give yourself some credit. I know sometimes it's hard to do that, but it's true. And you know what? That's okay. Embrace that. That's not a bad thing. We become experts at reading our children's nonverbal cues and anticipating their needs. These are all invaluable assets to have in navigating meltdowns, especially. Now, in my 4-month program, my Thrive VIP program, I work individually with moms to identify their personal strengths to get through many challenging times that occur when you're raising an autistic, and ways to grow and strengthen their innate capabilities. So to learn more about that, you can go to thrivingmomsautistics.com and click on Work with Christina. And you can also go to the homepage and scroll down to the bottom and click on Uncover Your Strengths to find all the past episodes in this area. Now, with each meltdown, we have an opportunity to learn and to grow. I believe in you. So I hope this helps, And let's meet up again next week. Thanks for listening to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast. Be sure to leave a review and tell other moms of autistics about the podcast. Let's support each other. Find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmomsofautistics.com. And be assured, you are not alone in your journey.